I want you guys to pay attention to commercials, stories in the media,
Yeah.
anything that, causes you to become emotionally upset in the moment.
Mhm.
More than likely, it's propaganda.
Yep.
Now, here are some of the common faces of that propaganda. Fear. They will do something to cause fear. People who are afraid are easy to herd and manipulate. All right. Confusion. Somebody will like, oh, yeah, this is the real answer. Consensus is this. If you're confused, listen to us. Again, they are taking advantage of your confusion, your ignorance. Now, in today's day and age, when everyone has one of these at your disposal, and you literally have the Library of Congress, you could type it in there, whatever.
Yep.
I wouldn't really trust Google, but there's other search engines that operate outside Google. But if you don't do that and you choose to be ignorant, that's on you. But they take advantage of that.
Yep.
They take advantage of your ignorance, i.e., useful idiots.
Yep.
Next, panic. We had all kinds of panic during the lockdowns. People were buying toilet paper at breakneck speed.
Oh my God, that was the funniest thing in the world.
You couldn't find it.
Yep. Toilet paper aisles empty.
All right. Repetition. If you're seeing the same message over and over again across various media outlets,
there's the big one. Yep.
Take a good look at that, especially if it's making you mad or this is so unfair, this is so unjust. You are being manipulated, and not in a good way, from a $50 whore on the street corner. All right. Slow creep.
Expensive.
Yeah, especially if you get Vada.
Yeah.
Slow creep of authoritarian rule.
That's the timeline that we just went through.
Yeah, we just went through that whole timeline.
Started in the schools in the 1930s.
They can't stand us because we as a nation want to be free. And I don't know what it is we have done to allow our youth to become so pliable that they just like, yeah, I'd rather have security than freedom.
Yep.
When you get to that mindset, you deserve neither.
Yeah.
All right. Next, fake science. I got banned and kicked off of PayPal. Me and Blake.
And his wife.
And his wife. Blake was just guilty by association, especially his wife, because we dared to talk about published studies about the mRNA technology that they started using in the 80s.
Yeah.
And they would tweak it and they would test it. It would be an absolute travesty. They would tweak it again. They'd have more problems, and it never got to the point where it was safe and effective.
Yep.
But they pushed it on us with consensus, and they said, trust the science. Well, there you go. Fake science. They're doing the same thing with the climate change shit as well.
This is so much garbage.
Fake science to cause fear and confusion and ignorance, and they're literally playing you like a fiddle. All right, then you have consensus. Well, everyone thinks this. It doesn't mean they're correct. It doesn't mean what they're following has anything to do with reality.
Experts agree.
Yeah. Just like the experts agree that Camel cigarettes used to be good for you during World War II.
Doctors.
Yeah.
Doctors
as
agree.
well.
Camel cigarettes are good for you. That was the ad.
All right. Next, trust. They are actually going after people that you trust, move them somewhere where they'll tell you, well, this is the deal, i.e. Jimmy Colbert, when he was pushing the vax and he had the vax people dancing on stage.
Yeah.
He was somebody you trust. They used his trust to lead you into the meat grinder.
Yep.
Be careful of that as well. Compassion.
That's a big one for Americans.
That's a big one for Americans.
Very compassionate.
There are still people out there who are like, the illegals, well, we should just, give them all amnesty and then we put up the wall.
They just want a fair shake.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But when we're giving hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars to illegal aliens, and we have people starving on the streets, especially veterans, Something is royally fucked up and needs to get fixed.
Yep.
All right? So that's compassion. Be mindful of all the commercials you see. Well, you should do this because it's a good thing to do to be a human being. Look, I love this country. I fear my government. But I want to be able.
I don't fear them anymore.
I want to keep electricity. I want to have food. I want to have water. All of that stuff costs money and time. It's not free. And we're giving it away based on compassion. All right. Now, listen, I myself, I do have compassion for my fellow man, but not to the point where I'm willing to sell all my shit, give it away, and live in the fucking street. Next, naked force. During the lockdowns here in Michigan, the state police and other police departments came and shut down businesses because we had a governor who made decisions for everyone that constitutionally should not have been able to do.
Yeah.
I.e. force. When they moved people with COVID into retirement homes and rest homes, it was done by force.
Canada was much worse than we were.
Yes.
But same idea. Yep.
And then you have false flags. Virtually every war this country has been in, minus the Civil War, started off with some type of event. The Spanish-American War. Remember the Maine. We talked about some of the ships getting sunk during World War I.
Yep.
I was the Lusitania or whatever was
That
the
was
one
the
the big one
Lusitania.
that caused World War I. Despite the fact that ship was loaded to
Pueblo,
bear
Korea.
with supplies for war. What was Korea?
Pueblo.
Vietnam, the Gulf of
Tonkin.
Tonkin. Yeah,
Gulf of Tonkin.
utter horseshit. All right, 9/11.
Proven to be horseshit.
Why did we go to Iraq? They didn't have anything to do with 9/11. I think that was something that the second Bush wanted to finish for his father. All right, and last but not least, anger. They get you pissed. It doesn't matter who, what, where, when, and why you're pissed. You're pissed. And they will use your anger to cause you to make unwise fucking decisions. That's why I always bring up the fact that anger and hatred are valid emotions, and they deserve their place behind a fucking shovel in your gut, shoveling coal into the fire. They never touch the control surfaces because every time they do, they take you to fucking ruin. So you need to be on top of your anger, especially when you're watching the news and you're seeing stuff play out. You're like, what's going on here? Maybe I should research this to get other angles, more information, because maybe the 7 corporations who own all of our mainstream media are trying to do something to us, and they have been successful in spades, I would say, for the past quarter of a century. But that's just me, the old grunt.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Popp for Supporters Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.